السلام عليكم أعزائي الطلبة. This is the second lecture in chapter 10, Levels of Stress. Levels of stress. In the first lecture we said some of the syllables are stressed and some of the syllables are unstressed. So, do you have only these two levels? لدينا فقط هذين المستويين. Peter Roach, the author of this book, مؤلف هذا الكتاب, said in English there are 4 levels of stress. 4 levels. Number 1, the primary stress, and which is the strongest syllables on the stress syllables. This is the first level, primary stress, and primary stress syllables are indicated تؤشر تعلم by what? Small vertical line just higher up the beginning of the syllable. إشارة أو علامة صغيرة، خط عمودي صغير في أعلى بداية المقطع المشدد. This is primary stress. The second level, secondary stress، نسميه المستوى الثانوي, which is less higher than primary syllables, less higher. And secondary syllables are marked تؤشر تعلم by also a small vertical line, أيضا بخط عمودي قصير, but where أين? just under, تحت أو أسفل the beginning of the syllable, just under, أسفل المقطع, بداية المقطع اللي في in the secondary stress. Good. The third syllable, tertiary, المستوى الثالثي, and Peter Roach said what? We are going not to talk about this level. سوف لا نتكلم عن هذا المستوى because it makes things complicated, لأن يعقد لنا الأمور. So we are going to leave this level. And the fourth level of stress, that is unstressed syllables, المقاطع غير المشددة. Of course these are pronounced less than secondary syllables, and we do not mark such syllables. We do not mark, لا نضع علامة على هذه المقاطع. Let's take an example. As you see here, the second word, the first word, photographic, and this is the phonemic transcription of photographic. How many syllables this word contains? Contains pho, the first syllable pho, the second syllable te, the third syllable graph, and the fourth syllable so, photographic. Good. Which syllable is stressed? The third syllable, graph, is stressed. So, how do I mark this syllable? I'm going to put a small vertical line just higher up, a small vertical line just higher up the beginning of the syllable, the graphic. So graph is stressed. And which syllable is secondary stress? Pho. So I put what? I put a small vertical line just under the syllable. Look, small vertical just under, photographic. The second syllable, the second word, the second example, anthropology. How many syllables does Paul, شواء الآن, and G. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables. So this word contains 5 syllables. Which syllable is stressed? The third syllable, Paul. So I'm going to put a small vertical line just high up because it takes the primary stress. While the syllable an takes the secondary stress, and I put what? A small vertical line just under the beginning of the syllable. Good. If we look at the first syllable, the first example, why the syllable graph is stressed. As you see, if we look to the center of the syllable contains a vowel A as a peak, and there is a coda after it, graph. So it takes the primary stress, while the first syllable contains the diphthong A without a coda, so it takes the secondary stress, while the second syllable and the fourth, T and ik, are unstressed. Graphic. Good. If we look at anthropology, this word contains, as we said, 5 syllables, anthropol, schwa, and g. The syllable pol is stressed because it contains the vowel O with a coda. While the first syllable contains the vowel A with a coda but without an onset, so it takes the secondary syllable. While the second syllable contains schwa, only schwa. The fourth syllable contains schwa, and the fifth syllable contains short e without a coda. So the second, the fourth, and the fifth syllables are unstressed. So now, how many levels do we have? We have fourth level, we have primary level, secondary level, tertiary, we do not mention it, and unstressed syllable. Thank you.